Welcome back, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Don Quixote Rosanante. My name is Katie, and I am going to be doing a really fun video today. I'm honestly so excited to film this video. I just filmed my Dressrosa Q&A discussion video, which took me almost 2 hours, so I've been yapping so much, in depth, analyzing characters, doing all that. And now I am going to do something really fun. We're going to do a Dressrosa character tier list. I'm not going to deep dive characters too much. There is a chance that I may be a little bit of a yapper, but I want to have fun with this, right? I just filmed for 2 hours. We got to have some fun. So yeah, we're going to do a character tier list. This is my first One Piece character tier list, and I just thought it would be fun to do this for Dressrosa because it was a lot of characters in this arc, and a lot of characters that I really loved and some that I really fucking hated. So I think this is gonna be really fun, and I would love to know your opinions on my rankings, and don't kill me for them. Anyways, before we get into it, if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe. You can also join my Patreon if you want to see fully uncut early access reactions to One Piece and everything else I react to. It's $3 a month over there, and I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my One Piece reactions, Attack on Titan, One Piece live action, all that good stuff. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tier list. Here is our wonderful tier list. I have made some of my own tiers because I think S+, etc., is boring. So our tiers are as follows. Who could possibly be in the top tier? Who's Rosanante? I don't know. We'll have to get to that. Then we have husbands. We have goated. We have you were okay. You were all right. We have don't care. Literally, like, don't care about you. Really, like, you didn't really impact me in any way. And then we have ew. And then we have treble. Because there are just some characters that deserve their own tier, whether good or bad. So let's get started. I already can't remember this guy's name. I feel like this is either Jeet or Abdullah, who was on Musi with Luffy. And like, I mean, they were okay, but I don't think they were like, he was okay enough to be like, you were okay. Like, I just don't really care. I mean, I appreciate that they helped him and everything, and the Straw Hats in general, but it's like, they were just kind of annoying on the back of Musi, so it's whatever. We have Apu, Scratchman Apu, which, like, I mean, this character, he's so interesting to me anyways. Like, he's so strange, but I just don't care about him in this arc because, like, we saw that he has his alliance, but he didn't do anything else. So, girl, whatever. Then we have Baby 5, my girl. I think my girl is goated. Does she have problems? Yes. Does she need therapy? Yes. Is she part of Don Quixote family? Yes. Was she against us? Yes. But I empathize with her so deeply. I talked about that in my Dressrosa arc discussion video. I think that she deserves better. I hope she marries Sai. I hope they have a great life together. Honestly, I really, really do. Next, we have my baby boy, Bartolomeo. Husband. He's goated and he's my husband, but he is my husband because I love him and I want to kiss him. But I talked at length in my Dressrosa discussion arc video about how much I love him, and he's definitely in my top 5 favorite characters. I don't even know my top 5 favorite characters anymore. This arc is kind of threw it all off, but Bardo is definitely up there. I love him so much, but I also want to marry him. Then we have Bastille from the Marines. Again, like, he was okay, but like, I feel maybe he was okay. I could put him in the okay tier. He didn't really do anything super special, but I feel like there was a funny moment with him, but I can't really remember. I did appreciate seeing him getting his, like, mask crushed by Sabo. Does that count for him being okay? I know that was mostly Sabo, but he was okay. I wouldn't say I don't care about him. I kind of do, kind of don't. If I could really place him, he'd be like in the middle of these, I guess. Bellamy's a tough one because I do care about Bellamy, but Bellamy is complicated, I think, because I feel really bad for him, but at the same time, like, get it together, but also he's being manipulated, but also he's an adult. So it's kind of difficult. You know, I hope that he goes on to a better path, but he just, yeah, I mean, I don't know what more I can say. I did feel really bad for Bellamy in this arc, and you know, it's clear that he has changed a little bit. He's just like, he's struggling, you know, like he is really struggling with letting go of this like Dofi and the manipulation and everything, but he just doesn't do much for me, and I think he was okay. His fight was a little bit dragged out, the bouncing was a little bit too much, but aside from that, yeah, I mean, I do care about Bellamy. I would like to see him do better things. Blue Gilly, I mean, I don't really have much to say about this guy. He was okay. I love that he helped. A lot of the Coliseum guys, like some particularly stand out, but some of them are just okay. And like he's okay. He kicks. It's cool. Good for you, dude. This guy is he didn't play as big of a part as Sai did. I feel like maybe in the early Coliseum we saw a little bit more of him, but like I don't really care about this guy. I'm so sorry. I don't really care about him. I would put Sai above him a little bit, but yeah. Brooke. Okay, when it gets to the Straw Hat territory of this tier list, it's kind of difficult because, you know, some of them didn't really do much. And it's not that I don't like them. It's just like, you know, half of them weren't there for most of the arc. So I would put Brooke like, you know, I'll do this so that it's in order of the tier as well. But Brooke, he was okay from what we saw of him. It was very comical to see him get transformed like that. I thought he looked really cute. It was cool how he pulled one over on Giola. But aside from that, he didn't do a whole lot, so I would just have to say that Brooke's okay in this arc, but he didn't really do anything. You know what I mean? He didn't really do anything. Buffalo. I'm gonna put Buffalo in the ew tier. I know that he was like a kid along with like Law and Baby 5. Maybe he has some kind of like, you know, fucked up shit going on, but he kind of gives me the ick, and I can't really pinpoint why. But, like, I'm sorry to that, man. Caesar is going straight into ew. I hated him so much in Punk Hazard. And then for him to have some funny moments in this arc, like, just really pissed me off. It just pissed me off. You know what pissed me off? It pissed me off that he looked cute in his little disguise when they first got to Dressrosa. Why'd he look cute? It pissed me off. I hate Caesar. No. Ew. Cavendish... He's just so annoying, but I have to say he's pretty goated. He became pretty goated. The way he stayed back to look after Law, his like dynamic with Bardo, kind of paralleling Zoro and Sanji was funny. He's annoying for sure, but he's pretty goated. I have to say he's pretty goated. But he does piss me off, and his counterpart alter ego thing is so fucking creepy, but he was pretty goated. He came through for us quite a lot. So yeah. Oh my god, Don Chin Zhao. This guy, I don't know. He pissed me off so much, man. Like, I don't know. I guess he was okay. If I'm being really nice, I guess he was okay. But I have to say, like, in his fight with Luffy, he was just pissing me off, going on about Garp and his fucking flat head. Like, it's not our problem, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I get being upset about your drill head and stuff, but he annoyed me. Using Conqueror's Haki was pretty cool. Getting to see like flashback of Garp and all, that was cool, but like, dude, he was all right, but he did piss me off. My baby Chopper has to go in okay as well, because again, like, he didn't really do much, you know. And maybe next arc he'll get his time to shine, but in Dressrosa, you know, Chopper wasn't really around very much. It's very cute when he looked like a little Minecraft character, but yeah, he didn't really do much, so I have to put him in the you were okay arc. You're okay. You didn't have your time to shine, but that's fine. Obviously, my number one is Rosinante. He gets his own tier. I'm cosplaying him. Guys, I could talk all day about how much I love Rosinante, but I don't have time. I don't have time to talk about it, but I could. And I'm going to say this right now, hard launch, I think of all time in this anime, maybe in any anime, Rosinante might be my favorite character. He really affected me. Like, he impacted me so deeply that I made a fucking AMV of him. And I haven't done that since I was a teenager. And he's just so beautiful. Like, despite all of the horrors, he remained so beautiful and kind. And the way he looked out for Law, who's obviously also one of my other favorite characters, is like, I don't know, the kindness that he showed this kid that he feared could go down the same path as his brother. It was just so beautiful. I love him. His story hit so hard, even though he was only in, 6 episodes in total. And for a character to hit that hard with such little screen time is such a testament to such an amazing character. I love him. He's my favorite, maybe ever. And there'll never be one like him. I don't know. I love him so much. Rosinante, you are so loved. I can't remember this guy's name, but this is like the tactician guy, right? Is that his name? Tactician? No, I can't remember. But like, I don't really care about him. I know he did like some things, but it's like, whatever. I don't really care. Yeah. You know what? I'll have to put goated for Dellinger, just because I think he's a really interesting character. I kind of see that he is what Law could have like grown up to become, like, you know, as he got older. Like, Dellinger being so destructive and so like psychotic is kind of what Law could have been if Rosinante didn't intervene. I thought it was a shame that we didn't get like a bit of a backstory for him, but I guess we did see, you know, in the flashbacks, we did see Dellinger was like a teeny tiny little baby, literally only an apple tall. So maybe there wasn't really much to go on. But I think it's really interesting that he's like a fishman human hybrid. I'd love to know more about him. I love his high heels, his kicks. I thought he was just such a cool character. And when I realized that his shark fin wasn't an accessory, I was like, oh, that's cool. I like his design. He's really powerful for like the age of him. I assume he's like preteen or, you know, early teens. He's very powerful. And he was fun to watch. He was really fun to watch, and his psychotic little laugh where he was like, hee hee hee. I love that. So yeah, I am going to put Diamante in ew because for starters, I think Diamante's design is really cool. You can see like the glam rock influence, like Mick Jagger, Aerosmith, you know, that kind of vibe. But I hate his character. He disgusts me. You know, he's kind of on par with Treble in that, you know, he was obviously older than Dofi when they kind of like groomed him to be what he is. Also shooting Scarlet and kind of like mocking Kairos and Rebecca with that. But I loved that they killed him at Scarlet's grave and she kind of got the last hit in. That was 10 out of 10. But yeah, I hate Diamante. Ew, I hate him. Dofi is a husband. Controversial to say, but that man, I would risk it all. I would risk it all for him. Does that make me a terrible person who needs therapy? Perhaps. But he's delicious. He's the best One Piece villain. I talked about it in my Dressrosa discussion video. I don't think a character has, or like a villain has fascinated me as much in a very long time, and that's across all media that I consume. He really is a fantastic character, but I also want to marry him and have all of his babies. So he is a husband. Thank you very much. This king guy, I have to say that I don't care about him. I think that his little relationship, his friendship with King Riku is kind of cute, but like, I just think his power is so dumb. I mean, it's good, but the fact that he has to like charge it up and stuff, I was just like, okay, that's just a bit shit. We have Cavendish's horse. So I'm going to put the horse like with Cavendish because I feel like to carry that heavy of a fucking ego on your back, you have to be pretty goated. So yeah, we're going to go with that. Frankie is going right in the husband tier because I mean, you'll know that I love Frankie and I love that he got time to shine in this arc. I actually really loved Frankie's design in this arc. I loved the fucking cannon hairstyle. It actually looked really good with the suit. And then his fight with Senor Pink was just so good. He did such a good job, and him standing up to Luffy and saying that they wanted to like do more to help Dressrosa was such a pivotal, significant moment that makes him really goated because standing up to the captain to do that is pretty ballsy, and it shows the trust that the Straw Hats have and the respect that he has for Luffy to be able to be so honest with him, and then Luffy reciprocating that respect. It was one of my favorite moments of the arc, and I forgot to mention that in my discussion video, but that was one of my favorite moments. Next, we have Fujitora, who I talked about in my discussion video. Absolutely goated and like so surprising in all the things that he did, sticking it to the world government. For a long time in the arc, I thought he was just going to go after Law and Luffy, and I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. But I love that he like really sticks to his morals. He's for the people. He's what the Marines need. And probably my favorite scene of the whole arc was him saying, "I bet you look kind," about Luffy. Like that hit me really hard, and I loved it. Giola is I just don't really care about her. I just don't really care. Like, her domain expansion fucking abstract art thingy on the Sunny was cool, but I don't know, she kind of annoyed me more than anything. I didn't really care for her. Gladius was, you know what, he was a pretty powerful opponent, so I would say like I'd put him probably here. I'd say he was okay. He was interesting. I liked his power. He was quite an obstacle. He's quite hot, so yeah, I liked him. Hack. I like Hack. I'm interested in him. He didn't do a ton, but he was okay. Like, I'm interested, Fishman Revolutionary. I thought Bartolomeo peed on him, but he actually broke his wrist. Hack was cool. I'm sad that we didn't get to see more of him, but he was okay. And I wouldn't say I don't care about him. I do care about him. He's pretty cool. I can't remember the giant's name. Is it how do I say it? Harjidin? I'm not sure, but he was goated. I don't know. I just really like him. I hope that we probably will see more of him because he's part of the fleet, but like, yeah, he was really, really goated. He helped a lot. I love that he wants to become king of the giants, or the strongest giant or whatever. He's also really pretty, so I liked him a lot. He was pretty goated. I'd say Hawkins is on the same level as Apu. Like, we saw a little bit of him, making the alliance, and I just don't really care about him this arc. I wouldn't say he really impacted me. I can't remember this guy's name, but big shoulder guy. He was okay. He helped a lot. He was pretty good. He was a solid ally. Love to have him. This is Jeet and Abdullah, I think. I don't know which is which, but I don't really care about them. They were funny. Okay, they were funny, don't get me wrong, but like, it's whatever. Burgess is gonna have to go in the ew category for me because I hate that man. I hate his laugh. He's annoying. He's just snaky. I love to hate the Blackbeard pirates, like, they're such rats, and he's a rat. So he's an ew. Kaido's an interesting one because it's not like Kaido was kind of like an overarching entity through this arc, but he wasn't really in it till the end, and we only got a glimpse. So I would say, I don't know, if I had another tier that was like, I'm interested in you, but I don't really know. I guess he's okay, because I wouldn't say he's goated, because we don't really know what's going on there. But I am really interested to see what's going on with Kaido. Why did he try to kill himself? What's the implications of what's going to happen in the future because of what's happened here? Right now he's just shrouded in mystery, and I'm like, what is this guy about, really? I can't wait to know more. I have to say, maybe this is controversial to go this far, but Kanjuro to me was kind of goated. His power is really interesting. There was such anticipation to finally meet him. I think like part of the arc, I was like, is he a fucking Tontada? Like, where is he? Who is he? And then you see this guy, and I love his design is so inspired by like old time Japanese theater, you know? And also like paired with Kinemon, they're just fucking Dumb and Dumber. I love their dynamic so much. And I'm excited to learn more about him. Did he do a lot? I mean, he did do the thing with Usopp to take down Sugar the second time, but like, he didn't really do a ton, but he was funny. He made me laugh every time he was on screen, so I'd say that counts for something. Kid is another one with like Hawkins and Apu that I'm like, you didn't really do anything apart from make your alliance, which is great and all. He gets an extra point for being hot, but yeah, I don't really care. And Killer is the same. I mean, they didn't do much, but I'm excited to see where their alliance goes and which emperor they're wanting to take. Wait, they said Shanks, right? They said Shanks is the emperor that they want to take down. Didn't they? Which is pretty crazy. I don't know about all that. Kinemon, I have a really, really soft spot for Kinemon, but he just didn't do a ton this arc. I guess, I mean, you could say the same for Kanjuro. Really, they were kind of on the same wavelength. I'm trying to think, did Kinemon even, like, fight anyone or anything? I don't think he did. He was just looking for Kanjuro. He had funny moments. He had a lot of funny moments. He looked really good this arc, I will say. He looked really good. But he didn't really do much. So he was okay. I think Kanjuro wins for me a little bit, but I do love their dynamic as a duo, Koala, my baby girl, is so goated. It made me so happy to see Sabo back, but then when we got the double whammy of realizing the Koala was back as well, that was just such a good moment. And I could talk all day about how emotional it makes me that she's like carrying on the will of Fisher Tiger and how proud he would be of her. Like, oh my God, there's just no better candidates for revolutionaries than Koala and Sabo. Like, I cannot wait to see more of them. It makes me so happy. Also, I love her dynamic with Sabo. They're kind of like best friends. Could they be lovers? Could they have crushes on each other? That would be really cute. I don't know. It's just really adorable. I love them. I really love them. Also, I talked about this in one of my reactions, but one of my favorite little details about Koala was that when we met her, when she was a little baby traumatized, she was afraid to show any emotion. And the amount of emotion that she showed in this episode and in the flashback of Sabo and like worrying that he was dead and crying, and like she used to be afraid to cry, that is beautiful. Like, she's done so much healing. She's doing so much better. She's living her life. I love her. Kairos, we gotta put as goated. I still can't believe that like from the start I clocked that the soldier was Kairos. That has to be one of my proudest like prediction moments ever, because usually I'm not that on the ball with things. But when I saw the statue and Rebecca being like, drawn to it, but not really understanding why, and the soldier and suspecting that people were toys, it just clicked. And Kairos was so goated. He frustrated me when he wanted to leave Rebecca, for sure. But it just made their kind of reunion a little bit more beautiful. Like, he really needed to realize, I guess he needed that moment to realize that she does really want him. And, she had the opportunity to live as like a princess in you know, in luxury and not worry, but really like what she always wanted was to be with him, and like that needed to be driven home, you know? So I'm glad that they kind of had that moment, as frustrating as it was, I guess. This girl, I can't remember her name, but she was in the Smile Factory and she got to kiss Frankie. I don't care about her. Lao G. Oh my God. Well, I'd have to put him in the "you were okay" tier, simply because like he made me laugh with his "that's the G" every time. Like it's the same with like Brooke always saying his jokes about not having body parts. There's something about that unending, like constantly repeated joke that I'm like, there we go again. There it is. There's the bit. He's committed to the bit. So I have to respect it. Plus, in his younger days, when he had the little rabbit ears, that was cute. My law husband, like actual husband, and it just, seeing his backstory, making sense of everything. And, you know, as well, like, it's what I said in one of my reactions where I talked about how, you know, Law comes across as, you know, super logical, super like straightforward, stoic, edgelord, mysterious, but with so much kindness and love in his heart that maybe he's just like too afraid to fully show because of his trauma. You know, he's had people snatched away from him in life in like really traumatic situations. So it's hard for him to really show that. But the fact that he loved Corazon so much, he fucking named his crew the Heart Pirates. He has Corazon on the back of his jacket. He has tattoos. His Jolly Roger is Corazon's smile. Like, you know, he really is like deeply traumatized, but I feel like he's such a beautiful person, and I feel like he has some similarities to Luffy, as crazy as that sounds, but I feel like they have the same like good morals and kindness. They just show it in very, very different ways. But yeah, I love Law so much, and I'm so happy to finally know his backstory. And now that he's kind of free from this like torment of wanting to kill Dofi, I'm excited to see what he does. I can't wait to see him reunite with his crew. He's an honorary Straw Hat at the minute, you know. I hope we see so much more of him. I never, ever, ever want him to leave. Leo, we're gonna have to put as goated because I just thought he's so cute. He's a cutie. He really, you know, he didn't give up. He was such a little warrior. He did so good. I don't know. Leo was just really goated through this whole arc. Like, what a precious baby. Obviously, Luffy is extremely goated. I mean, he always is, but you know, I don't know. Luffy just, it really is like what the whole, what sums it up is Fujitora at the end of the arc being like, I wish I could see your face. Like, I bet you look kind. Like, that literally is him. And this arc was especially significant in it showing how much people like rally behind Luffy. That was mentioned, and it was very apparent the whole way through the arc. He's just, that's our king of the pirates, you know. He and I always say this, but you know, seeing Luffy level up, but still having to rely on other people and have other people help him, and you know, not really be discouraged by that and just keep going. It's so refreshing. Like, I just love that about One Piece. It makes me hooked on Luffy's journey, and it just makes everything that he achieves feel more worthwhile. And this arc was really a testament to that, I feel like. This guy is from the Don Quixote family. I can't remember his name, but I just really didn't care about him. He had the like, was it Tun fruit? He was the heavy one, but he just, I don't know, he belly flopped around and he was heavy, but that was about the height of it, so I just don't really care about him. I would have to put Sherry beside Leo because they do belong together. They have the aesthetic of Link and Zelda, which I think is very cute. She did so much. That poor baby had been through so much, but she really came through for Dressrosa, and she's so fucking cute. She is so cute. We have this guy from the Marines, and I know he was in the Coliseum. Aside from that, like, yeah, I guess He's kind of on the same wavelength as Bastille, but I kind of care about him less because I guess he didn't really do as much, but yeah. Momonosuke, I would say he's on like the same wavelength as Chopper. Brook, you know, he didn't really do much, and I would say Nami as well. Nami would have to come first with all of them because Nami's my queen anyways. But Momonosuke, like, I mean, he really didn't do anything this arc. It really didn't do much. She was just being protected and whatnot. I'm very, very interested in Momonosuke though, and hopefully we get to learn even more about him and what's going on, why he was so wanted and everything. But yeah, unfortunately, these Straw Hats are just... They just didn't get their time to shine this arc, but that's okay. I can't remember this guy's name, but he was one of the Coliseum guys. He was okay. He was okay. He helped out. It was all right. Yeah, sure. Can't even remember his name. Maybe I'll have to put him... Maybe we'll put him there. This is Big Mom's guy, but like... Was he in this arc? I mean, they fought Big Mom's ship, but like... Did we actually see him? I can't remember. Did we see him for like a split set? I can't remember. So that would obviously, you'd have to be put in the don't care because like I can't even remember actually fully seeing him. Pika, I am putting in ew. I am so sorry. He can be at the top of ew because I mean he was a formidable opponent, but Jesus Christ, like it really dragged out. The voice thing was funny, but you know, after a while it's just like, come on, man. Rebecca, my baby girl, is goated. The fact that she, you know, you realize that she's only 16 years old and the amount of shit that she went through and the fact that she went through the Coliseum with all these people jeering at her and being awful and she didn't even want to fight, but she tried to save her whole country. She baby girl, and like the fact that she has that mindset as a 16-year-old is crazy. And I'm so happy that now she just gets to live with Kairos and just be happy, you know, because she is just a kid and she's never had a normal childhood. And yeah, I think she's very goated. King Riku as well, I'd have to put as pretty goated. He has been through such traumatic things, and I feel so bad for him. But the fact, you know, he's like old and he still tried to go through the Coliseum, and you know, he was still trying to help his country despite, like, you know, being afraid because these people thought that he did something, and he never gave up on Dressrosa, and that's so beautiful. Robin, I would say with the Straw Hats that were present in Dressrosa, you know, they all got their time to shine. I think Robin is maybe the one that didn't get as much time to shine, but Robin is always goated for me, so she can go in goated still, but, you know, in comparison to, like, Frankie... Luffy, Zoro, she didn't get as much time to shine, but I mentioned in my discussion video, I loved her like big sisterly vibe with Rebecca and how much she looked out for her. I love the interactions with like Sabo and Koala. I just love Robin's like sisterly vibe. I think it's so nice. And I mean, she did come through in a lot of it. So, you know, she's always goated. She is. But like, she didn't get as much time to shine as the others, which is a shame. Sabo is fire husband, so I have to put him in husband. I was so happy to see him return. I knew he would at some point, and I'm just so happy that I was right, that it turned out that he's a revolutionary, and him carrying on Ace's will with the flare fruit is so beautiful to me, and his backstory just adding more context to that whole thing and making sense is like devastating, but I'm glad that we got that context. And like I can't even imagine like how mentally straining that is on him to like know that, you know, maybe he could have done something but he didn't have his fucking memory. He probably feels so guilty even though it's not his fault. He's a great character. I love him. My bug-eyed husband, and I can't wait to see more of him. Also, I love his voice. I love his voice so much. Beautiful. Sai, I think, he's gonna go in You Were Okay. I mean, he came through of like some of the most, you know, of the Coliseum guys. I kind of loved his like interactions with Baby Five and everything. I hope they're happily married and live a beautiful life. I really do. And you know, he's gonna take over that country or whatever, and he has a huge neck. Love that for him. Sanji is gonna go in you know, in comparison to the rest of the Straw Hats that he broke off with, he did more. So I'd have to put Sanji in goated. I'd say like about here maybe. Because I loved his whole thing with Violet. I really did. It was so cute. His little fucking telenovela moment with Violet was so sweet. And the fighting Dofi moment was sick. But then, you know, he disappears and we don't really see very much more of him. So that's sad. But yeah, Sanji's always goated, I guess. Scarlet is another goated character. I mean, did she do anything in this arc? No, because she unfortunately passed away before this arc even happened. However, the effect that she had on Rebecca and Kairos that like carried through this arc was so beautiful. The fact that Rebecca stood by not hurting anyone because her mother was so gentle and beautiful. I loved her little love story with Kairos. It was so cute. It's just so unfortunate. Like, it's so sad that they lost her. But like I said, I do love that she got technically the last hit on Diamante. We're gonna have to put Sengoku in goated as well because that's so funny, no pun intended. But it was really cool to see him without the stress of being Fleet Admiral. It was just really funny. Like, man is just living his best, like, half-retired life. And his talk with Law was, like, one of my favorites. You know, talking about Rosinante and everything. Finding out that he had that, like, kind of fatherly mentor figure with Rosinante was really special. So, yeah, but he made me laugh so much. That was a really cool new reintroduction to Sengoku. So, Senor Pink, I am going to put him in goated. I talked about Senor Pink in my discussion video. I don't think he's, like, the most amazing character ever. He does have some flaws, but, you know, I can understand, like, him living with his trauma and regrets, and honestly, he made me laugh. Like, some of the things that he did were gross, but he made me laugh, and his backstory hit. It made me cry, and his fight with Frankie was 10 out of 10, and I really did love it. So yeah, he was pretty goated. He was pretty goated. Sugar, I mean, she was formidable. So I'd say she was okay. I don't know where I'd put her, though. She can go there. She was okay. I mean, really, really interesting devil fruit power. Really scary. Also, she's really cute. And the fact that she's so unassuming with how cute she is, but she's actually so powerful. But, yeah, I mean, her being scared so many times by Usopp was just like the icing on the cake. It was so funny. So yeah, she was okay. Not goated because, you know, she was quite an obstacle, but yeah, she was all right. I actually found this guy to be so interesting, but I can't remember his name, but he kept saying that he wanted to behead people. He's one of the Coliseum guys. I don't know. He was okay. I don't really care about him either way, but I don't like not care about him, you know? That makes no sense. But he was okay. A great ally to have because he seemed, you know, pretty powerful. This is Big Mom's guy again. I swear I don't even remember like seeing their faces. Maybe we did for like one episode. I can't remember, but I just didn't care about them this arc. This is the other guy from... Wait, no. Was this Tank? Is this Tank the King Riku, like, army guy? I think so. I mean, yeah. He was okay. He was pretty good. He was loyal to King Riku, believed in him the whole time. Yeah, go on, Tank. Travel. There's nothing more to say. I don't even know who this is supposed to be. Is this the old lady Marine? with the washing machine. Oh, it is not the washing machine, the laundry fruit. I think so, because I think that's laundry people in the background. I mean, yeah, she was okay. It was interesting to see her go after Dofi the whole time, and then the conversation between her and Dofi towards the end was really interesting. But apart from that, like, yeah, I mean, she was cool. Moosie's so goated. I mean, do we even need to say? Moosie's goated. We love Moosie in this house. Usopp, goated. God Usopp. Listen, I know he nearly let us down. It was really stressful to see almost a whole episode of him saying that he was gonna retreat and he was gonna do this and do that, and not help. That was really disappointing, but I'm glad, you know, he came back and he did his thing. I'm really glad. And like, some people disagree with me, and that's fine, but I do think that Usopp is like one of the most relatable characters in this show, because in this show where there's like so many characters that are big personalities, big powers, everything, like Usopp is just a scared little guy, and sometimes this world is so overwhelming and scary that you just want to run away. I would be like that, but he actually came through, and you know, he had that really cool moment of awakening his haki as well. So, you know, I get it's frustrating to watch Usopp sometimes, but ultimately he does come through. And like, yeah, I'm glad that he did. Virgo, I'm putting an ew, because fuck this guy. I hate that he has stuff stuck to his cheek. I hate that he was the one that caused the fact that like he was the one that Law ran into is so heartbreaking to me. I'll never get over it. Fuck you, Virgo. Viola was goated. Miss Queen, again, her thing with Sanji was so cute. I loved it so much. But like, when you think about everything that Viola went through to keep King Riku safe, to keep her family safe, and like what she may have went through with Dofi, like being in that family, it's so heartbreaking. And like the perfect storm happened for her to be able to break out of that. And I'm just so happy for her, and the fact that she, you know, has maintained like being a good person through it all. I can't even remember this little gal's name, but like she was goated too. She was so funny with Zoro and Kinemon. I can't remember her name, which is so sad, but she's so cute. I love the Tontatas. Zoro is gonna have to go in goated. He had that, you know, amazing fight with Pika. I mean, fights, which were kind of drawn out, as we've talked about, but him actually defeating Pika was, oh, it was so good. So good. So yeah, I mean, Zoro was always goated. And you know, it actually frustrated me so much. He looked so good in that suit and that stupid mustache. What the hell? CP0, which is a hard one to place, because it's not like I don't care about CP0, because you kind of do have to care. Like, what the hell is going on there? And the fact that we saw that CP0 could be like, is it Kaku, Lucci, and Spandam? I don't know. I need to know more. So I'd say like they were okay. I mean, they were kind of like an overarching presence as opposed to being super active, but it casts a lot of questions, like what's going on? And like they're obviously gonna come back, you know, and it's crazy that it's Lucci and the people that we already know. Like, that's crazy how much have they leveled up. I'd say they were okay because, yeah, they've left a lot of questions. Their part in Dressrosa was monumental. Monet didn't really have a part in Dressrosa itself, like in the flashback, sure, but she wasn't around for the arc, so I don't really care. It was interesting to see, you know, that she was in Dressrosa and she helped in the beginning, but I mean, aside from that, she didn't really do anything. Kanjuro's bird was goated. I mean, we have to be real. That cute little thing, he was so goated. Loved him. That is my Dressrosa character tier list. I hope you enjoyed it. If you agree, let me know. If you hate my opinions, let me know. I would love to know your top characters, your least favorite characters. There was just so many characters in this arc. I felt like it was a good opportunity to do like a silly tier list because I fucking love tier lists and I love talking about characters. So it was a no-brainer. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little bit different. So yeah. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, discuss in the comments, tell me what you think of my opinions, tell me your opinions, would love to know. And yeah, if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe. You can also join my Patreon if you want to. But yeah, in the meantime, take care of yourselves and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye. A huge, huge thank you to all of my Patreon members whose support really, really helps my channel, and especially my highest tier members who are all on screen right now. I appreciate your support so much, and it really helps me continue doing what I love, which is sharing my reactions with you. So thank you so much.